Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's HaQ&A video where I'm going to be answering your questions and comments as usual. And so yeah, that's it. It looks like my video may be lagging a bit, but I think that's just because of the lighting and the time of day I'm trying to record. So sorry if it is a bit laggy, at least at the beginning maybe, I'm not sure. But no, it looks better now. Okay, either way. Only thing I want to talk about before getting into the actual comments, because I think we don't have any real new news. Still talking same as usual. Boku no Hero Academia read through, doing good, starting back up. I really need to get back into being more consistent with the Pokemon Nuzlocke, because I haven't done one of those in a week and a half, so I really need to continue that this weekend. I couldn't do a video on it last weekend because I couldn't record anything because it was storming on Sunday. But either way, getting sidetracked. The only thing I did want to talk about before this real quick was there was a new Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer this morning, but I didn't do a live reaction and review, and I won't be doing an info video on it because it was all just info that I had already discussed in my video on the leaks a few days ago. So it was already stuff we'd covered. I'm not going to do a live reaction or discussion of it since we have already talked about it in another video. And that's it. So let's get into these questions. Starting off this week, we have LaTroy's view saying Negan's going to get Lucille back next issue. It'll be Lucille versus McTwo-Knives. And yeah, it'll be so cool if it works out that way. I think it'll be a badass fight. Because me, you know, I've been saying for a while, I like Negan without Lucille. I like that Dwight has had Lucille. So, because I've been cool with that, like, I was like, Negan doesn't need Lucille back. But I think now that he's presumably about to fight Beta, I think that Negan with Lucille versus Beta with his knives would be a really cool fight. And then the Gaming Wolf in a similar vein, but this one has a bit of spoilers, so I'll do the normal thing, put my hand up while there are spoilers for the latest Walking Dead comics issue, so that you can just skip ahead to when my hand's down if you don't feel like sitting through this. Okay, going with spoilers now. Gaming Wolf said, good issue. Gabe's death was sad, but I saw it coming in this issue. Sherry kinda acted like an idiot, lol. I think at the end of the war, Beta will meet Lucille and get his brains bashed. I don't think Dwight will die because Negan's trying to redeem himself, and I hope Dwight gives Lucille back to Negan too. I rate the issue 9.5. Yeah, really good one. I honestly don't remember what rating I gave it, but it had to be up there. It had to be almost perfect. It had to be like 9 or 9.5 because it was a freaking good issue. But yeah, there were a lot of people that were like complaining about Gabe's death, but I actually liked it. I think that it was really unique and creative, and it just felt real, you know? Also, I did hate how Sherry was acting this issue. Like, I don't know, it just really bothered me. Like, she was really being a bitch. And yeah, if Dwight, like I said in the last question, if Dwight gives Lucille back to Negan to fight Beta, it'll be great. I think he's been without it enough that I'm kind of changing my opinion. I think he's cool without it, but if he does get it back, that's really cool too. Okay, no more spoilers, but still on the same subject. Gaming Wolf said, Dwight's girlfriend is Laura, the girl's name you forgot, and I forget her name every single time. Crimson Lee 2XX also said I thought it was Sherry, and yeah, I always mess it up. Whenever I'm reading, I'm like, what's her name? Is it Lori, Lauren? I'm always so close to Laura, but I never get it right. And also for Crimson Lee 2XX, it was Sherry was Dwight's wife, but she left him over the time skip, so now he is presumably with Laura. Ilham Naeem, sorry once again if I mispronounce your name. They said, honestly, I'm torn between the Name Hunt Station and Joaquin Helltrain arc. The both of them are so amazing, I don't know which one is my favorite. I just love the focus on Hatsu and Chip in this arc. Like, SIU has really done an awesome job with both of them. And yeah, Helltrain overall has been so good. Like, I think my favorite arcs from it so far have been Revolution Road and the Dollar Show, because when way back months ago I did my favorite arcs in all of Tower of God video, I'm pretty sure I said Revolution Road was my favorite arc of all time in Tower of God. And now that Dollar Show is over, because that was before Dollar Show had ended, I honestly think Dollar Show might have even passed Revolution Road. They are possibly my two favorite arcs in the entire series, and they've both happened right here at the Hell Train. So, They then said, totally, the Dollar Show was not only an amazing arc overall, but it also had some of the best individual chapters. More than half of my most favorite chapters from that arc, and I even think there was a dramatic increase in the art quality. Dollar Show definitely has the best fight scenes. 100% agree with the art quality. They said also, what happened to the hurricane that was coming your way? Is everything okay in your city? And yeah, thank you so much for the hurricane thing that you care and stuff. But yeah, it passed over the course of like 2 days, and luckily it wasn't very bad. But thank you for the concern. Also, throughout the Dollar Show, like how it became possibly my favorite arc, I thought that with the best individual chapters, like you said, like the Coon versus Rachel showdowns, and there were like 3 of them, were so good. The development for Bomb over the course of it was crazy. And I love the chapters so much where we have Angel and Elliot versus Bomb and Yua's groups. Those were so good. We got the Joaquin backstory, which was good. We got Pedro versus Yuri, which was incredible. Daniel's past, which was incredible. And Bomb versus Joaquin, which is, in my opinion, quite possibly the best fight in the entire series. And yeah, I think, was that it? Yeah, that was all I said. Let's see what we got. Brandon Meredith said, nice video on my live reaction to the Walking Dead issue. Thank you so much. Fanfic Drew said, I'm curious how you'll react when the focal point shifts towards the revolutionaries and we get to see their true power, especially dragons, whom you despise for seemingly no reason, about One Piece. And yeah, if/when that happens, because I am too assuming that'll be going down, I'm gonna love seeing more Sabo and Ivankov and Inazuma and Koala, because I love all those characters, and I hope we get more Kuma story, maybe him regaining his humanity to like save somebody, since I don't think it seems like he's truly lost it, and I don't think he'd give up his humanity to the government so easy in the first place. I think Kuma's got a secret plan. Also, for why I dislike Dragon, there's definitely a reason. Dragon abandoned Luffy as a kid and hasn't given a single shit about him in any scene that we've been shown. Like, he's been shown to actively not give a shit about Luffy. He's a really shitty father. And being a crappy person like that, even if he has some sort of reason or backstory that I'm sure he will, it's still pretty crappy. And he kind of saved Luffy from Smoker once, but for all we know with the way he acts, that could have been just right place, right time, you know? And also, one of the other reasons I don't like Dragon is because people hype him up so much, but he's done next to nothing in the actual scope of the story. Like, in fact, I think it's one of the lowest plot points in One Piece, in my opinion, that we gave the main character, some random really, really hyped up and seemingly strong dude as a father, yet he has no real relationship to him. So I personally think that is one of the only bad plot points in One Piece. Like, because I really love One Piece's story, but that is one of the only dull points. They then said, 2 years ago, most Yonko didn't do anything. We didn't even know their faces, and people were still hyping them up. Again, though, I think the Yonko have sort of, I don't know, I feel like they've done more. I feel like they're more important in the current story. I do think the Revolutionaries and Dragon are going to be really important in the future story, but I still don't like them as much. I feel like it's been done a lot more than something sort of like the Yonko have been done. Also, they said he's fighting for a greater cause, so Luffy comes second, and I think there's clearly a backstory maybe involving Luffy's mother. 100% think there's going to be a sad backstory that's really going to justify a lot of it, but even then, I think that it's being a pretty crappy dude. Also, they said, I'm not a fan of his as a character. In fact, I just started to care about him, but he has to be strong, especially considering Sabo's portrayal and the fact that he's leading the people that are opposing the world government, not Marines, the world government. So he has to be strong and probably smart and cunning on top of that. And yeah, I think personally that Dragon's going to be kind of strong, but I don't even know if he's going to be Yonko level strong. I think that more than being strong, I think instead of that, not in an Usopp sort of way, where Usopp is like kind of not strong at all, but really strong mentally, I think that Dragon is going to be kind of strong physically, but a lot more of a threat with planning and strategy than an actual fist-to-fist fighting. But yeah, I think he'll be more strong in his ability to lead than in combat like, say, Luffy or Garp will. And yeah, so that's it. He then said something about, yeah, Dragon was the one that trained Sabo and is above him in the organization, so he has to be pretty strong in a fight. And yeah, I think he's pretty strong. I still not considering him maybe around Yonko level, but I just don't see him being that strong physically, as much as he's a strong leader and strong mentally. Ghost Emblem said of my said great about what I talked about last week with the part 1 and 2 of Tower of God in the HaQ&A. But he said, I think Ho's death had a much bigger impact on everyone, and it made it feel more consequential to the plot. Nowadays, only bombs really affected. If you think about it, like if Andraste died and everyone just pulled a Simpsons and went back to the status quo, it'd feel less important. And I think it's more how important the character. It's more than how important the character is. It's the effect they have on the story. Game of Thrones does it really well. Whenever somebody dies, the story takes on an immediate and dramatic turn and never goes back. Even characters that aren't introduced till later on are heavily affected by things that happened seasons ago, and it gives people's actions and lives weight, and it's rarely present in other shows. And yeah, I definitely understand your point, definitely get it. Also, thanks a ton for saying the breakdown was great. And yeah, I still think Ho's death was great and important and impactful and definitely set a change in the story, but I don't think the recent deaths have been bad either. That's my thing. I don't think Ho's death was bad, but I keep seeing people saying like, or I thought it was really important and really good even, but I keep seeing people saying that the deaths recently don't really mean anything. And I still think Ho's death is really great and really important. I just think that the newer deaths are also really good, and a lot of them have been important as well. Like Moontari, a lot of people are saying aren't important, but I think Moontari's death was a big important part for Bomb to move forward in his goals against Joaquin. Anime Watcher said, when I consider the events that happened at Revolution Road with Bomb's development, I realized that someone as innocent as Bomb couldn't go through the tower without being tainted in some way. And your filler arc sounds interesting. I hope SIU can do something similar to this. Yeah, thank you a ton. And I agree. I think Revolution Road was a huge, great part for Bomb's development. Gaming Wolf said about my review of the last Walking Dead issue, it's the beginning and was already so crazy, so the finale, sorry, couldn't get that out. The finale of this volume is, we'll probably lose a lot of people and it'll be crazier and worse. And yeah, I'm more excited for the Whisper War than I have been for any volume of The Walking Dead I've read so far. Kazone PvP Hive MC put their list of their top favorite starters from Pokemon on my video about my top favorite starters, and they said their favorite was Trico. Good taste, my boy. Trico. I freaking love Trico so much. I disagree with putting Fennekin last, though. I love Fennekin, but yeah, definitely Trico is such a great starter. Anime Watcher said, to think the last few chapters of this manga came out about my Boku no Hero read-through, came out when I was getting into anime and manga. Izuku's quirk basically makes him a glass cannon, barely able to attack without hurting himself in some way. It's going to be a while to catch up, but thankfully with the manga's pacing, you can read a lot in 4 chapters. And yeah, just the 4 chapters I read, a lot happened. But yeah, I think it'll take forever. At 4 chapters a week, it'll take 7 months to get through it. I think it's worth it to share the journey and discuss it with everyone week by week and part by part, instead of just picking up. I want to discuss the entirety of the series, and that's why I wanted to start doing the read-throughs. But I'm planning to try to shoot for an extra Boku no Hero Academia read-through video whenever I can. So if I have 2 4-chapter videos a week, that'll help us get done faster, and then we can start another read-through within 7 months. Noah.0 2014 A/C24 said about the Bomb and Kaiser fight, this fight's going to be explosive and appalling, and I am so excited for it. I love Kaiser. You guys know I love Kaiser so much. And in the same vein, Venersis said, next chapter is when it's going to start to get really intense. I know Bomb's going to win, but I think SIU might give us a surprise. And I agree, because I think Kaiser still has something up her sleeve, and I think that the twins may still be something important that we're going to have to deal with there. Then Anime Watcher said, I can't deny that while Rion stole the chapter for me, we pretty much had the rest of the arc set out, though I'd be disappointed if Andraste and Bomb didn't get to fight this arc. And I don't know, I think that after Bomb and Kaiser's fight, they may have to team up to save Andraste, so I don't know, I don't really think we're getting the Andraste and Bomb fight 100%, but it's just an idea, it's just an idea I had in the review. I went really in depth into the stuff I think is going to happen next, and I don't really know if I want to go through it all again, but yeah, pretty much I think that the twins might end up taking down Andraste and Haku, and we might have to end up teaming up, and Bomb might have to end up teaming up with Kaiser after he defeats her to go save them. Since we have all this auction stuff set up, so we have to do something with it, right? Ghost Home said, we had a lot of promises this chapter, apparently, and Bomb promised Rion something that we don't know, or that was already mentioned, and I'm just blanking out. And no, we don't know it yet, but I gave my guesses for what I think the promises are in the review, and I think there's a lot of really great stuff going on right now. But with my guesses, I just figured that what Bomb promised Rion was that he wouldn't take it easy on Kaiser, that he would actually go and take her name. Leandra Chavaria, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, said, good video on my Fukigen no Mononoke review this week, and thank you so much. Paul1991 has said, I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get the Kaiser fight this week, but that being said, keep up the good work, Haku, and thank you so much. I feel like the same here about the fight, but I like seeing Rion's team for almost a whole chapter. I think we actually rushed through it. I think the Rion's team stuff should have maybe, I don't know, I don't think we rushed through it, but I think it was definitely fast-paced and we could have split it into 2 chapters. But because the Rion's team stuff was so good or good enough, I think it's okay, and I think I'm okay waiting another week to see that fight. Alnoa.02014/C24 said, I wonder who will win. I'm assuming it'll be Bomb, but I'm thinking Kaiser's going to put up a really good fight. I think it's going to be kind of close, honestly. And lastly this week, Ilham Naeem, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong as usual, said, random and weird, but you have a really great voice. Do you edit it to sound like that, or is it really how you sound? If that's your real voice, you should totally upload a video of you singing. It would be awesome. And thank you a ton. Thank you so much. It really is my voice, actually. And I've always been really self-conscious about it because I've always thought my voice was kind of high-pitched and nasally. But it really means a lot to have people being so kind, because somebody just last week said they really liked my voice. And I think somebody a couple weeks before that had said it, so thank you a ton. It really means a lot. And I actually thought about it before. I was like, maybe if I get a bunch of subs and I'm really comfortable with myself, I could do a video covering a song or something, but I'm way too self-conscious for that. Especially never having sang in front of anyone before. So maybe one day I'll have that courage sometime, but not anytime soon, though. Also, I've heard about my voice that, like, when I used to play games online with people and stuff, a bunch of people used to say it was, like, whispery sounding a lot, and I guess I can kind of see that, too. So yeah, I have been self-conscious about it, but thank you, and thank you everybody else who've been so very kind throughout the entirety of the channel, because, like, you guys are always really nice on all my videos, even when I think some of them aren't all that great. You're always really, really supportive, so thank you all very much. And that's it. Sorry if I was kind of like hurrying through this week. My mouth is a little dry. I haven't eaten yet. I'm a bit hungry. And I was just trying to go ahead and make sure I got this done, make sure I got everyone answered properly, and do this HaQ&A, because this is an important thing. The HaQ&As are probably, maybe not my absolute favorite video we do, but they're up there. They're like one of my absolute favorites, and I really like to be able to answer everyone and really get to talk more personally like this with everybody. So thank you once again for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. So like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of all this stuff here, and if you have anything else you want to talk about, always happy to talk about it. Subscribe for more of everything we talked about here, like Fukigen no Mononoke and The Walking Dead, comics and everything else involving it, Tower of God, and a bunch more. And Follow on Twitter? Yeah, I always forget that one. And ever since the beginning, I've always forgotten that one a bunch. Follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel, or we can talk back and forth there too, I don't care. And that's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.